So now we got phase one completed. I'm probably gonna paint my face maybe 3 or 4 different ways just to decide on which one I would like to go with, and I might even throw a few on there to let fans vote to see what they want to go with between now and the time of the show, and the people that might end up going to the show. But with this, I'll leave you with how I actually got into doing this. So, 20 plus years ago, when I was doing this, before I started doing this, um, I had been wrestling around with maybe, no pun intended, been wrestling around with maybe going to one of those training camps for WCW or WWE, just to see if you can go and make it. You're going to have to take almost damn near 3 months of your life to go out there to just try to see if you can make it. Doesn't mean that you're going to guarantee anything. You know what I'm saying? Those horror stories that you hear about those guys living in their cars and stuff like that just to make it, that is a real thing. I've seen it. It's crazy, and I don't want to be like that. And there's nothing to knock against those guys, but when you got a family, you got to feed those guys, and you can't just leave them hanging just because you're out there chasing your dreams. It really doesn't work like that. And I knew that, so at the time, I wasn't trying to risk my family over chasing something that I would just like to try. I mean, it's not the fact that I was obsessed with it. I mean, yes, it looked like it would be something that would be fun, but at the same time, I didn't want to risk losing everything for it. So instead, I chose the next best thing. I was probably maybe 25, 26 when I got started in this, and I actually was training to be a kickboxer. I was actually had a kickboxing bout coming up 3 weeks prior to me running into some people at a gym across the street from my house. So yeah, I know this sounds like a true lie, but this is exactly how it really happened. So to make it long story short, we'll shorten it up. I did go ahead and have one of those applications mailed to my house, and it's set on a table for months on end at me looking at it, thinking if I should sign it, send my money in, try it, and spend a plane ticket and all that other stuff. And even my spouse was kind of behind me on it in some ways of some, a form of another. So it's not like I didn't have the support to do it, and it's not like I didn't believe in myself to do it. It's just that I felt that what I needed to do at the time is to stick around there. So I did that, and so I went ahead and started training to be a kickboxer. So 3 weeks out of me actually having a kickboxing match, um, I bump into this guy that's at our gym, and he's gonna be promoting, or he's actually watching the WrestleMania. They was having a WrestleMania party, and invited me over and said, look, like asked if I like wrestling, and of course, he didn't know me from Adam. I said, yeah, I like wrestling. He's like, hey, we're gonna do pay per view, and if you would like to come over and watch with us, blah blah. And he's like, hey, great. You know what? This is across the street from my house. I mean, it's really, like I said, it's I didn't really have to go anywhere. It was across the street, so I was just like, well, it's no big deal. I didn't think nothing of it. I go across the street to the gym and go into this private room to where it's just, they got TV set up or whatever in there. And they of course, they showed the show. They showed the WrestleMania. I can't remember which one it was, but we watched it. It was cool. There was a bunch of people there and met them, and we enjoyed watching WrestleMania together. It was cool. And this guy's like, hey, would you like to go in the other room and take some bumps, and maybe you'd like to learn how to wrestle? And I was like, excuse me? He goes, yeah. He goes, we got a wrestling ring in the next room. He goes, if you want to go over there, we can show you how to do some things. And we got a show coming up. And if you would like to join wrestling, we could give you some details to get in. And I'm thinking to myself on the inside, like, this is not real. There's no way. We go in the other room, and sure enough, this old guy's got a makeshift ring in the other room. Takes up most of the room except for the four corners of it to get it in there. And it was pretty cool. I mean, and next thing you know, one thing led to another. I meet my tag partner there, and we're not tag team partners. In actuality, we was just people just ended up knowing each other's families in the long run. Didn't even know that either, and hit it off pretty good. And next thing you know, man, there's no more kickboxing, and I'm full blown wrestling, and I'm knee deep in. And next thing you know, 7 years run by, and between two companies and traveling between shows and having a good time, it was a blast. It was everything that I thought it would be, and then some. And people's like, "Well, how come I ain't seen you on TV?" I have done some TV. It hasn't been nothing real big. Nothing that you're going to see on your international TV station or anything like that. It was just a local thing. and we was asked to do more, but given the circumstances and financial stability, it wasn't a good decision at the time. So I actually got what I wanted out of it, is knowledge of, you know, could I push further if I wanted to, and I definitely got what are my answers on that, given the things that I was putting out. So with that being said, it was a good time, and this time when I come out for the final time, it's going to be a good time. So I'm going to let it all hang out, and I hope everyone has a good time. Peace.